Hey, Mr. Traeger here again. Today we're going to be talking about virtues. Now, what are virtues? Virtues are simply a quality that's considered morally good or desirable in another person. And so what we're going to be talking about is what kind of qualities, what kind of virtues do we have, and what kind of virtues do we want to create? Um, so the first thing we need to ask is, who are you? Here's what I want you to do: push pause on the iPod or on the your cell phone on YouTube, whatever. Hit pause, and I want you to ask everybody in your house. I want you to walk up to them, and I want you to ask this question. Well, not really that question, but I want you to say, "Who am I?" And then I want you to basically either write down or remember their answers. But I do want you to have them written down. All right. So everybody in your family, ask the question, "Who am I?" Write it down. Ready? Push pause. You're back. What did you find out? What kinds of things did they say about you? Now, what I imagine was is that they told you things about, I don't know, that you have blonde hair, that you are their son, that you are their daughter, that you are a boy. You're going to find stuff like that. All right. Now, what we've identified then is that there's two basic types of self. The first type of self is the external, which is probably a lot of what's on your list, and that's what's real and obvious. It can't be disproven. It's going to be true no matter who you say it to. For example, you're either a boy or a girl. Okay, that's not going to just magically change. Well, without a lot of surgery, but it can't be denied. That's what you are. Okay, it's concrete. It's fact. It can't be denied. All right, that's your external self. Your hair color, your eye color. That's all proven. It's concrete. It can't be denied. Okay, and then we have our internal self. And the internal self is telling you what kind of person that you are, and this is going to be the internal values. Are you friendly? Are you a happy person? Do you listen well? Those kinds of things can be argued. Some people might think that you are a happy person. Some people might not think you're a happy person. But those are all part of what makes you up internally. All right. The external, concrete, can't be argued against. Internal, subjective. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not, depending on who you talk to. All right. So those are the two types of self. I'm willing to bet on your list, most of them are external because that's the easy ones to find. All right. So let's take a look at my internal versus external self. So what I did was I made a little chart here, and I put everything that I felt about me that was external. All right, and so here's the list that I came up with. That I'm a father. I have 4 kids. I don't know if you knew that or not. I'm a son, human being. I was born from parents. I'm a brother. My sister lives in Milwaukee. I'm a husband. See, right there, proves it. And I got a what do they call that? A marriage certificate to prove that too. I'm a teacher, duh. Otherwise you wouldn't be watching this. I coach, no hair. I'm a Bears fan. That's true. Actually, if you take a look over here, I don't know how well you can see all those pictures over there. I got my Super Bowl NFC champions over there. The wall's even orange. So yeah, I hunt. I'm not going to say that I kill a whole lot of things, but I try. I fish, and I own my house. Well, between me and the bank, we own the house. So those are all the things that I put together that were external, that I felt that made me up externally. They can't be argued. Okay. Now I did the same thing in my family as I asked you to do. I asked my kids and my wife, "Who am I?" All right, and that's exactly what I said. I said, "Who am I?" All right. And here's what they came up with. My 10-year-old said, "Dad, you're a person." It's true. Can't be argued. I am a person. Um, I want to say she said also was the one that said I was a male. Okay, good point. My wife said I was a Christian. That's true. Lifetime learner. I have a beard. It's changing colors, but I've got one. Um, Wear glasses. I like skillet. I'm an uncle to a bunch of nieces and nephews. I'm a cousin. I'm a best friend, and I'm a brother-in-law. So those are all things that are concrete. They're things I didn't think of. All right, and that's why I had you go talk to different members of your family to figure out what other kinds of external things you just kind of automatically assume. Okay, but all these things are true. They make me up as a person in terms of what I am, my external self. These are all you can't argue with these. These are true things. All right. So now the next step is we figure out kind of what we are in terms of externally, but now who are we really? Who are we inside? And that's what we're going to take a look at in terms of these virtues. So, who does my family say I am? Who do my friends say I am? Who am I to my teachers, to my teammates, to coworkers, those kinds of people? Okay, what do they say about us? Those are the things that we're going to be looking at. Now, let's take the attitude of a gem mine. All right. Now, let's say that that we're miners. All right, and we're going to walk into a big gem mine. Okay, and there's rubies and there's diamonds and there's opals and there's all these different kinds of gems in there. All right, and when we walk into that gem mine, we would probably notice that the walls are sparkling with different types of gems and the floor is sparkling with different types of gems. And we probably can just reach down and pick up some gems. These are beads, but it's the best I have. All right. So we could just reach down. These are easy to get. Okay, I can take these and put these in my pocket. All right. And here's another set. I can put these in my pocket. Those were easy to find. Here's some that they were easy to find. What if I look around? There's some over here. Put these in my pocket here. I got put these up here. Okay, so I got to look a little bit harder. Let me look down here. Oh, there's some in here. Found some of those here. And here I found a train. That's not a gem. I'll mix it anyway. All right. In there. What if I? Yeah, there's another one here. All right, so some of these I had to dig for. All right, I had to go find them. And some of them are easy to find, some of them are hard to find. Now, just like in a gem mine, we're going to find some gems on the floor. We're going to find them in the walls. We can just kind of scratch at them or pick at them, and we get those. All right. Other ones, we got to take a pickaxe and we got to hammer into the wall, and that's the only way we're going to get the gems out. All right. Now, the point being is the gems are all in the mine, right? The gems are all in there. It's just a matter of how hard am I going to work to get the gems out. And that's kind of how it is with these virtues, is they're all inside of you. You have them all. It's just a matter of how much are you going to dig to get them out. That's the question. All right. Take, for example, up on the screen here, respect. We all have respect in us. How much do we dig to bring that respect out? We all have confidence. Even those out there who think you don't have a lot of confidence, you do. It's just a matter of how much you're going to dig to draw that confidence out. We all have patience. We all have reliability. We're all kind. We all have courage. How much are we going to dig? For some people, courage is very easy. They're just naturally, they find those gems right on the floor. Okay, that's like courage. Okay, for other people, they really got to dig for it because that's something that's much more difficult for them. All right, and so what we're going to start doing is picking away at some of these different gems, some of these different virtues, to see what kinds of virtues we're going to start drawing out as we develop into a healthy person. So what we have here is this list of virtues. All right. Now this list is what we call supracultural. I think I said that right. And what that means is it's true for all cultures. It's not just a United States thing. It's not just a North America thing. It's supracultural. These virtues have been found to be of value and be important across all cultures, across all time. All right. For example, all cultures would agree that confidence is a sought after virtue. That is something that's seen as valuable. All right. All cultures would say that forgiveness is a valuable virtue. It's a valuable trait that people would have. All cultures would say that respect is a valuable virtue. Same thing with justice. Same thing with love. Same thing with loyalty. Okay. So this isn't just a list that somebody made up of. This is all based on research and doing many different cultural studies over the course of a long time that we created these senses, these areas of virtues. All right. So what we're going to be doing in class is we're going to be figuring out what kind of virtues that you have, easy ones to find. Okay. And then also what kind of virtues are harder to find. That's a train. I want that. What other kind of virtues are harder to find? like this one that I dug out of a drawer, or what was another one? This one that I had to pick up, a pillow to find it. So what ones are we going to work hard at? What ones are we going to pick at the wall to get versus which ones do we naturally have? The goal is that the more we pick away, the more virtues we're going to gain, the more gems we're going to have in our bag, and that's what we want to accomplish. All right. So I guess I will see you tomorrow in class. All right. See you later.